I walked through the front door, still carrying the heavy weight of loss on my shoulders. My father had just been buried. My hands smelled like dirt and grief. My chest ached from holding back tears. And then I saw them, his mother and his sister, standing in my living room, unpacking boxes, hanging clothes in closets like they'd always lived there. My husband leaned against the banister, arms crossed, a smug little smile playing on his lips. "Pack your things," he said, calm and almost rehearsed. "I'm divorcing you, so get out." He actually smiled when he said it, as if my father's death had handed him perfect timing. But what he didn't know was that I'd been waiting for this moment, and I'd prepared a gift he'd never forget. When I met him, he was everything I thought I wanted: charming, attentive, the kind of man who made you feel like you were the only one in a crowded room. I mistook performance for love. Back then, his mother adored me too, at least when she thought I was the golden ticket for her son's success. My income was higher, my savings stronger. I bought the house. I paid most of the bills. She would smile and call me her smart daughter. But things change fast when a woman stops being useful and starts being in the way. I noticed the cracks early. Late-night texts he said were work. Perfume on his shirts that wasn't mine. His sister visiting too often, whispering with him in the kitchen, their conversations dying the second I walked in. The lies weren't even clever. But I didn't cry. I didn't shout. I documented everything. Every strange withdrawal, every secret meeting, every cruel comment from his mother, every backhanded insult from his sister. I collected proof quietly, patiently, because when a man builds his life on betrayal, the sharpest weapon you can have is evidence. I started planning my escape a year ago. My father was still alive, but already sick. He saw through everything, the way my husband's eyes wandered, the way his affection dimmed. He warned me, "Don't fight fire with fire, daughter. Fight with water. Drown him." So I set the trap. I hired a good lawyer, moved assets into my name, opened new accounts, bought a small apartment in secret, and most importantly, I had him followed. The photos told the truth better than I ever could. Him in hotel rooms, him with women, him spending the money I earned. By the time my father took his last breath, the chessboard was set. I just had to make my move. So when he told me to pack my things, with his mother and sister pretending not to look at me and that smug smile on his face, I stayed calm. I walked to the dining table, opened my bag, and pulled out 3 envelopes. One for him, one for his mother, one for his sister. "Before I go," I said softly, "you should open these." He frowned, tore his open, and froze. Inside were photos, receipts, and a thick divorce petition, filed by me. Grounds: adultery, with financial claims that would bleed him dry. His mother's envelope contained documents proving she'd signed off on loans, ones I'd been quietly paying, and had just legally transferred back to her. Her face turned ghost white. His sister's envelope was thinner, screenshots of messages she'd sent me, mocking me, harassing me, enough to destroy her chances at the government job she was chasing. The room shifted, their arrogance drained away. I stood there, steady in my funeral black dress, my father's warning echoing in my mind. You can't do this," my husband stammered, the smile gone from his face. "I already did," I said. "By the end of the week, this house will be mine. You'll be gone, and the court will decide what's left of you." His mother screamed, his sister cried, but I didn't flinch. For once, their chaos wasn't mine to manage. I picked up my bag, walked to the door, and paused, just long enough to deliver the gift I'd spent years preparing. "You wanted me out?" I said. "Congratulations, I'm out. But tonight, when the lights go out and the silence closes in, you'll realize something. I was never the one who needed you. You were the ones feeding off me." And then I left them there to choke on the ruins they'd made. By the weekend, the locks were changed, his cards frozen, and the house legally mine again. He tried to fight, of course, but the evidence buried him. The divorce was quick, clean, final. People pitied me, a woman who'd lost her father and her husband in the same week. But pity is for those who lose. I didn't lose. I cut the rope that tied me to leeches. Sometimes I think back to that night, the day grief and betrayal collided in my chest, The day he smiled as he threw me away. He thought he was discarding me like garbage, but I was never garbage. I was the storm.